Hi there, here is my first process video for Scrap the Girls DT, and this is the March mood board. I found it a bit of a challenge, but I went with it, and I pulled out some older Jen Hadfield stash that I'd had in for a while, and I'd already got this kind of background pre-made, and it had just been sat in the cupboard waiting to be used, so I thought I'd go with that. And I've got this piece of yellow floral patterned paper, and I'm just going to rip a couple of sections down and add some staples. With the chicken mood board theme, I've gone with photos of me out for brunch, eating, I think it was eggs royale. So that's what I've gone for here. And it kind of ties in with the colours that I want to use for this page, using lots of muted tones, nothing too bright, kind of giving it a bit of a farmhouse feel, and you'll see with some of the ephemera later on that that's kind of a bit how the collection lends itself. I think it was the Simple Life or something like that, the collection that I've used. And I'm just going to use this cut apart sheet to cut out some squares of the patterned paper to use that have got sentiments on. Once I've cut them out, I do distress the edges of those little sentiment squares, and you'll see there's that egg basket on the top right square that I do fussy cut out once I've stuck everything down, and I decide where to put that. So I'm adding some foam squares as well as I stick things down here and there just to create a bit of lift and definition on the page, just so that it's all not stuck flat and looking two-dimensional. So I've just fussy cut out that egg basket and I'm deciding where to put it. So it starts off down there at the bottom, but I do move it later on. So I've got some clear stickers from this collection as well, which don't stand out very well from some of the patterned papers, especially if they're dark or busy. So what I decided to do is add them to some white cardstock and then cut them out. So it kind of creates your own die cut piece almost. And I've gone with this milk jug that's full of florals, and they're the same colour florals that are on that background pattern paper, so I think it just ties it all together. I want to pull in a bit of a different colour and add something behind those ripped areas, so I've just got this piece of light blue patterned paper that's from the same collection. I think it's actually the back of the cut apart squares that I used earlier. So in this sticker sheet there is this little chicken that says hello, and I feel like I've got to use it because of the mood board, so I just tuck it into that torn edge at the top. So I'm just deciding where to put this cup that's got the same flowers in as that milk jug, and again I've stuck it to the white cardstock and then fussy cut it out so that it stands out. And you'll see I've now moved the egg basket out because I didn't really like where it was sat. So that does end up on the top section where that cup is that I've just added. So I'm just looking through my stash and deciding what to add. So I want to add a bit more green, and I've got these acrylic leaves from Pear Tree cut files that I bought last year, so I'm just going to add a couple of them just where I've got kind of corners of photos and embellishments where I just don't quite like the edge. So I'm just playing around with a few bits of ephemera. These are some older Maggie Holmes pieces, but in the end I don't use them because they just don't feel right. And then I remember that I've actually got the die cut set for this collection, so I do pull that out and have a look through and pull a few bits out. So I've got another cup there with some florals in, slightly different floral, but kind of works well there, and a little teapot. So I'm trying to go with like a breakfast theme on this layout, and pulling in all different bits and pieces like that. So I do want to use this clock face, so I cut it in half and just stick it at the top. And then when I'm thinking about my title, I add the word brunch to the bottom of my photo that's got the eggs on it. But I feel like it needs a longer title, so you'll see that I do actually add time for on the top next to that clock face. So I'm just going to add a little doodled border to that patterned paper that's kind of the main area where all the embellishment and the photos are, just to kind of ground it to the background. And you will see also, I don't know if you've noticed, that there's a stitched edge on that brown cardstock background, and it does actually have a wood grain effect, that cardstock background, but you can't see it in the video. So as mentioned before, I'm just adding those extra letters and deciding where I want to put all the title. And because I've put that time for brunch, I decide to add in that other half of the clock face there. And now this layout is nearly complete. I just add some gold splatter with acrylic ink, and then a few of these green gems and my journaling. Thank you for joining me on YouTube today. Check out the Scrap the Girls Facebook page for more details about the monthly challenges and to join in. I can't wait to see what you create with this mood board, and I'll leave links in the description below. If you've enjoyed this, as ever, hit the subscribe button. Bye for now.